right now.
Tonight, we start with a developing story. One man is dead after suspects started shooting towards a store called the Clothing Plug on San Pedro near Bassi and McCullough. So this story all began just a little over an hour ago. It's still unfolding as we speak. San Antonio police did tell our crews on scene that 3 people wearing masks drove up to the store and just started shooting. A man in his early 20s died at that scene, and those suspects tonight are still on the run. Police say that this appears to have been a targeted attack. Stay with us on air and online as we work to get you new information in this case. Switching gears tonight, we mark day 10 in the search for an almost parked mother. The search for Suzanne Simpson has spanned multiple counties as crews continue to look for clues as to where Suzanne may be. Now, crews have spent the last few days, 3 days actually, looking into this southeast side landfill, seemingly certain that this is the place where they're going to find Suzanne. Almost Park Police released a new statement tonight in that investigation, and in part it says, quote, the missing persons investigation led investigators to this particular site. Based on data received, not searching this landfill was not an option. Adding that after 2 full days of searching, no items of evidentiary value have been found. The search will continue throughout the week, end quote. The story, of course, has gotten national attention. It's also important to remember that there are families all over who are desperately looking for their loved ones, too. The Night Team's John Paul Barajas has that story.
And all we need is one person to provide one piece of the missing puzzle that could perhaps help us bring a missing loved one home.
It's a never give up mentality for those who work with Search and Support San Antonio. The nonprofit helps conduct searches for missing people and advocates for families in their time of need.
The idea is to get the missing family member in front of as many people as we possibly can. So hopefully there will be some additional leads that come forward.
Nina Brooks and Lori Whitmire with Search and Support San Antonio say in past cases they have requested cadaver dogs to assist in searches. They have team members who can create age progression pictures. They get funding to rent billboard space to post missing people and have started to use AI technology to have the missing person advocate for themselves.
A person who's been missing for years, maybe flyers and searches aren't the best thing to do, but maybe getting the family on the news, maybe doing social media posts, maybe those are the right things to do.
The nonprofit services are free, and anyone in need can request their help by going to the Search and Support San Antonio's website. We'll have that on KSAT.com. They're always looking for volunteers, but if you can't do that, simply sharing their missing person flyers on social media goes a long way.
The more people we touch, the more likely it is we could reach the one person that might be able to provide us with some very important information.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Singer Liam Payne has died. Police in Argentina say that he fell from a 3rd-floor balcony of a hotel in Buenos Aires. There's very little information that's been confirmed about the star's death so far. Payne used to be part of the famous boy band One Direction. He was 31 years old. Back here at home, the last suspect wanted in a San Antonio murder case has now been arrested. That's Justin Eaton. He's charged in the death of Xavier Perez, who was shot and killed as he was leaving a basketball gym just outside of Brooks Inner City Sports back in April. The 2 other suspects, who you see now on your screen, Glenn McGarity and Deontay Robertson, have also been charged in Perez's murder. They're in federal custody after an investigation into an armored truck robbery that happened 2 weeks after Perez's murder. A local teacher now facing charges after she was arrested on campus. Happened today at Martin Elementary, which is within the Northside ISD. District police took her into custody on a drug-related charge. The district says it's going to release the teacher's name at a later date. For now, all we know is that she taught 5th grade and she was hired in that school back in August of 2019. We're also told that her arrest did not involve any students or any other staff members at Martin Elementary. An 18-year-old suspect that Bexar County deputies were looking for in connection to a car theft ring has been caught. Last week, we told you about a countywide car theft bust in which deputies arrested 3 people at 2 different locations, but they were still searching for one more suspect, and that's 18-year-old Ashton Garcia. After a massive chop shop bust today, deputies say that Garcia has been arrested and charged. Investigators say that they found more than $2 million worth of stolen cars connected to that very operation in South Bexar County. We're still working to get more specifics on Garcia's charges.
it's like get the glasses and the ice ready, because that's where we're at. This has been a long time for the city of San Antonio. A lot of people have put a lot of work, the business community, governmental affairs, the mayor and council. Everyone has been really, really supportive.
Yeah, and you've been hearing about that for years. Soon you're going to be able to hop on a direct flight from the San Antonio International Airport and land near Washington, D.C. San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg confirmed that news earlier today on his X account. American Airlines received federal approval to begin flying nonstop from here to the Reagan National Airport, which is in Arlington, Virginia, just 5 miles from D.C. Now, we don't know when those flights are going to begin, so stay tuned for that. Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama has filed a lawsuit against a man for using his name and likeness without permission. In that lawsuit, Wembanyama's attorneys accused James T. Glodich of filing a trademark application for El Wemby branded sweatshirts and T-shirts. Maybe you've seen them. The lawsuit also accuses Glodich of filing a trademark application for Wemby's World branding clothing for retail purposes. You can read more about that lawsuit right now on KSAT.com. Just look for that article there that you see on your screen. Okay, on a lighter note, the cooler temperatures finally here, Adam.
Oh, yeah, we're feeling that cold front. It's good, too. I mean, very refreshing outside this evening. Actually, you can open the windows for a change if you want. I do want to point out ragweed is moderate, so if the allergens bother you, it's probably not a good idea to open the windows. But 63 degrees already, and we have a long ways to go until the morning. We have another good 10 to 15 degrees to fall off. We'll get into how cool and where, how long it's going to last in just a bit.
Adam, thank you. In other news now, it could have been a death sentence. 8 years ago, doctors diagnosed Audrey Ramsbacher with acute myeloid leukemia. It's a rare cancer that affects blood marrow and blood. And at this year's Light the Night Walk, Audrey is going to be recognized as an honored hero. Our Daniela Ibarra shares her story of survival.
Why don't you put a pin in right there?
Every stitch
Very good.
binds Audrey Ramsbacher and her granddaughter Nova closer together.
Just put the pins through here.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty good.
What's even better is that Audrey is alive to do it.
Yeah, I think I have a purpose still here in this world.
In 2016, Audrey went to the doctor after noticing bruising and having shortness of breath. A doctor ran tests, sent her home, then called Audrey back.
She said, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure you have leukemia. And I said, there's no way I have leukemia. I hadn't had a sick day in 10 years that I was at my job.
Audrey rushed to the hospital to begin chemo. She was there for 30 days.
They weren't sure that I would make it through the first week. I was pretty sick.
8 months and 5 rounds of chemo later, Audrey was in remission. She knows others aren't as lucky.
I don't know why, God chose me to live and took them away.
She's thankful to have survived. Audrey got to retire with her husband and watch her grandkids, including Nova, grow up.
I thought having kids was pretty cool, but having grandkids is much better because then we get to spoil them and then send them home.
Nova knows how spoiled she is to have her grandmother by her side.
Now I understand that I could not have been here with you. So it means a lot to me.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
It's pretty cool.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
Audrey, I love that. Now join us for Light the Night this Saturday at Hemisphere Park. The event honors and remembers people impacted by cancer. Hundreds of lanterns are going to illuminate the sky. It's just going to be beautiful out there. And Daniela Ibarra is going to be emceeing the opening ceremony. So we hope to see you there. Stay right where you are, though, because coming up, we're going to continue our listening tour across the region for our series, Your Voice South Texas. Our latest stop, Boerne. Find out which concerns you share with the people there after the break.
I'm making sugar skulls. The sugar skull represents your loved one that has passed away. And you decorate them with glitter, with feathers, colored foil, and you write the name of your deceased loved one on the forehead of it. And the reason that they're made of sugar is so that when you go to the gravesite, which is traditionally where you would place them, that the ants or the rain will eventually wash it all away. symbolizing the temporary status of life. We believe that as long as you're remembered in life, you're not dead. But what I do is I put about 5 pounds of sugar and 5 tablespoons of meringue powder. If you're gonna color it, this is where you would add the color. So once you have the sugar and the meringue powder mixed, you're gonna put in some water. And very little water is required. I get like a little thing like this and then just put it in a tablespoon at a time, and it starts to get that kind of wet sand feeling. And once it sticks together like this, that's how you know it's ready. A sugar skull mold should have 2 pieces, the front of the skull and the back. You pack the sugar into the mold very tightly. You take a piece of cardboard and smooth out that part and then gently lift off. Sugar skulls were originally done when the Spanish came over, and they showed the natives how to do sugar art. So I leave them for 24 hours to dry. I like to keep everything edible as I get some royal icing. It's basically what pastry chefs use as glue. And there you go. And you've made a sugar skull.
In 2010, 10,471 people lived in Boerne proper, and as of 2022, according to the Census Bureau, 21,000 people live in Boerne. So it's almost doubled over 10 years. For a lot of people, they do worry about that growth and whether it is sustainable. It's pretty easy to figure out why people want to live here. This place is beautiful. It's super green, and the people are friendly. There are lots of nice little cute shops around town. The question is, what's motivating people here to vote this November? That's what we're going to find out.
So manually, we're so short on any of our blue collar
Plumbing,
everything.
plumbers, electricians,
yes.
mechanics.
If you talk to anybody that's trying to build anything, it's near impossible to get.
The foreign policy side, I think we're just so weak right now. That worries me. I don't want to see my grandkids going to war. I think we're weak there. We're not taking the right path there.
So that's just a taste of some of the conversations that we had with people in Boerne. You can scan a QR code that we're going to pop up. There it is. To watch episode 7 of Your Voice South Texas. The series is basically our effort to go out into different communities and hear about the issues affecting you right before the election. We've also shot episodes in Uvalde, Seguin, Pleasanton, Lavernia, New Braunfels, and Kerrville. Those are also on our website. And I just keep smiling every time I look at our screen because I'm looking at our bug right there and it says 63 degrees. This is the fall that we've been talking about, the nice mornings, and tomorrow it's going to get even better, right?
Yeah, we've earned this. Mm-hmm. We have earned this weather, and if you're up for a late night stroll, tonight's a good night for it. It's beautiful outside. Let's talk about what you can prepare for tomorrow morning. It's going to be the coolest morning we've had since April 4th. That's 195 days. Right around 50 in San Antonio. North side of town, 51. Around Stinson on the south side, 50. Converse, 50 degrees. But Helotes, 49. You get outside of San Antonio, Nixon, Smiley, 46. Bulverde, 45. And Boerne, 45 degrees to start the day tomorrow. Elsewhere, it does warm up a little bit as you go to the Rio Grande. It's not going to be as cool Del Rio, Eagle Pass, but still fall-like relative to what we've been experiencing, near 60 along the border there. By noon, we're at 70. So yes, maybe the hoodie sweatshirt for the kids at the bus stop, but by recess, you can have a t-shirt on, you'll be fine. Noon, 70 degrees, 5 o'clock, 79. So another high temperature below 80. Today we topped out at 77. We will make it just barely 80 degrees in some outlying areas. Pleasanton, for example, 81 tomorrow afternoon. That'll be brief. Most of your afternoon will be spent in the 70s. Then we'll see a gradual warming trend. It's not going to be 90 degrees anytime soon, but we will get back into the lower 80s by the weekend and then mid 80s by next week. So we went from record-breaking territory to below average temperatures, all because of that cold front that moved through this morning. Notice that average high is 82 degrees. The entire month of October has been in the 90s, and you have to go back to early September to have a high temperature in San Antonio that was less than 90 degrees. Today, we did that, 77 for our high. And right now, we're at a beautiful 63. Dew point of 32, dry air with that east-northeasterly wind. Of course, clear visibility out there, 10 miles, not a cloud in the sky right now. And overall, we're mostly in the 60s, but already dipping into the 50s in parts of the hill country. Kerrville, for example, at 59 and Fredericksburg at 57. Even Boerne and Bulverde at 59. So we've already cracked that 60-degree barrier and dropped into the 50s in some outlying areas. Here's the big picture, and what I want to focus on is what's dropping into the Pacific Northwest from Canada. This is a pretty dynamic system, the kind of system we would hope to have here in our neck of the woods. It's going to be a big cutoff upper level low, moisture with it and some energy creating the precipitation. High elevation snow, lower elevation rain with this. Yeah, snow in the mountains, sign of the seasons. Anyway, for ideal placement for us for rain would to have this in northern Mexico. It's just not going to make it there. It's going to drift back into the plains. But parts of North Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, and Kansas will get some needed rainfall. They're in a drought too. They could use the rain. A mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day tomorrow, an east wind at 10 miles per hour. Our rain chances on the low end. We're talking 10% going forward. I wish I had better news, but just 10% Saturday and Sunday. And I do want to point out those morning temperatures climb up as well. Still 58 on Friday. By this weekend, we're in the low to mid 60s for morning temperatures. That's because the dew point will be rising back up a little bit. I mentioned we have that really dry air right now with that dew point of 35. That's going to be changing, and that's going to create those warmer mornings well into the 60s as we get toward the weekend and especially into next week. There's a little bit we're watching in the tropics, but nothing that could head our way and pretty low end chances of development. So we can't even get any help from the Gulf of Mexico when it comes to rain.
Geez, I'm just looking at that 10%, keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's a little something. And we'll have more clouds in the skies, a little variety. Right now on live cam, looking outside at the clear sky, looks like some road work on the 281 to 410 overpass there. The flashing lights.
What else is new, right?
Right.
San Antonio. All right.
Construction.
So the Texans are going to Lambeau Field.
Yeah, and for some of the guys like CJ Stroud, it's their very first trip to historic Lambeau Field to play a football game. And you know, guys like Stroud, they are so pumped up to be going there. Plus, Brennan High School linebacker Jakari Jones, well, he's built for tough. Coming up.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you dream as a kid to, you know, go play at this stadium, and it's a historical stadium. A lot of, you know, great games played in there. And
Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud is all set to play at historic Lambeau Field, home of the Lambeau Leap in Big Board Sports. Stroud said that he can't wait and that it's going to be an honor to play a great team at Lambeau Field. At 5-1, C.J. Stroud and the Texans lead the AFC South by 2 games. Now, the Packers are 4-1, and they sit third in the NFC North, perhaps the toughest division because every team has a winning record. Stroud is a very confident player, and having 2 guys around him like running back Joe Mixon and wide receiver Stephon Diggs gives him even more confidence to go out and play great football.
When Steph and Joe came here, they were just like, man, like, you got it, bro. Like, you have what it takes. Because, I mean, we've been around it, you know, these past couple of years, being around Burrow and Josh Allen. So, you know, and they're not comparing me to those guys, I don't think. But, you know, they're just telling me, like, I have that aura, I have that way I carry myself, you know. And so I thought that was pretty cool because I never really heard that before, especially with 2 guys who've been around some really successful quarterbacks. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Texans second-year defensive end Will Anderson Jr. was named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. The 2023 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year recorded 8 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 1 pass defense in Houston's Week 6 win at New England. Anderson led the NFL with 3 sacks in the week and is the 3rd player this season to record 3 sacks and a pass defense in a game. Head coach DeMeco Ryans was asked about Anderson putting his hand on the turf in the NFL after standing up in college to rush the quarterback.
Yeah, the transition from standing up to putting his hand down, I think he's done a great job of progressing, and I think he feels much more comfortable with what we're asking him to do. Just allows him to use his God-given traits, his explosiveness, his speed, his strength. Like, he's able to use that, I think, even better, from that three-point stance, and he's showing that he's improving upon it.
Through 6 games, no player in the NFL has more tackles for loss than Anderson's 9, while his 5.5 sacks rank tied for 5th. Led by head coach Steve Sarkisian, top-ranked Texas will host 5th-ranked Georgia Saturday night. The Bulldogs are 5-1 overall this season and 3-1 in the SEC, while Texas is 6-0 and 2-0 in conference play. On Monday, Horns head coach Steve Sarkisian was asked what's his message to his team this week.
The message didn't change at all today, and again, like I said, I believe in consistency and messaging. When we start conference play, the first thing I talk about, this is an SEC championship game. Every week we play. This league, we have no divisions. There's a lot of teams, and any blemish on your record could potentially knock you out of that championship game. And so we think of every game that way, whether it's Mississippi State, Oklahoma, now Georgia. The messaging stays very consistent on a lot of the things that we talk about, because I think the players appreciate consistency.
Consistency is key. Texas will host Georgia Saturday night at 6:30, and you can watch it live right here on KSAT 12. And UT is currently favored by 5 points. Congratulations to Brendan Bears linebacker Jakari Jones for taking home the Built Ford Tough Class 6A Player of the Week. Jones had a stellar game in the Bears' 38-14 victory against Marshall. He anchored a defense that yielded 179 total yards as Brendan improved to 5-1 overall and 4-0 in District 28 6A. Jones was a one-man wrecking crew with 21 tackles. That's 14 solo and 7 assists, 4 tackles for loss, 1 pass breakup, and 1 quarterback pressure. Outstanding. Wemby and Sohan are building a solid connection on the floor after the break. The Spurs lost at the Miami Heat last night, but they had the play of the game when Victor Wembanyama stole the ball from the Heat, and then he played alley-oop, but Jeremy Sohan at the other end for a one-handed slam dunk. During post, they talked about that pass.
I think it's just natural. We don't really think about it. We don't, of course we talk here and there, but it's just natural. I think we know where we are, and we just play off each other, 1-2s, everything.
We're building a connection, and he's making the right plays right now, Jeremy. So and he's making himself available. And often when teams double us or double me, he thinks about screening a guy to make a 3 available, and if they don't, they make a choice, he's free and he gets an easy bucket.
Spurs will close out the preseason tomorrow night at 7 at the Houston Rockets.
Okay, exciting stuff. Thank you.
Yep.
We'll be right back. My friends, it is homecoming week for UTSA, and right now we have a chance for you to win tickets to this Saturday's game against Florida Atlantic. Just scan the QR code there on your screen. It'll take you directly to this article online to enter the drawing, but you have to be a KSAT insider, which is free to do, by the way, and you only have until tomorrow afternoon to enter. 4 winners are going to be selected in a random drawing. You can find more information over on KSAT.com. Adam.
I mentioned the tropics earlier. It is fairly quiet out there. A few little clusters of thunderstorms, areas of disturbed weather. The one in particular we're watching is in the Atlantic, headed toward the Caribbean and the Bahamas with a 40% chance of development over the next 7 days. So something we'll keep an eye on, but this time of year, usually the prevailing flow will deflect it away from Florida and the U.S.
All right. Stay cool. See you tomorrow.